So we've had a few people that have asked us about what does our van really look like in camping mode, so when we're loaded up and we're traveling, uh, and versus driving down the road mode. So because it is a little different, once you're sitting in a spot. So I thought I'd go through the van with you. This isn't really anything about how we built stuff. It's more just uh, what we do and why we did it. We spend a lot of time with the van open, with the side door and the back doors open. So Annette built these bug screens so that keeps the bugs out, and it's worked really great. We were just at Big Bend National Park down by the river, and the gnats were just crazy. So we go in through there, and we just open the screen up, and we step in, and this is our van. So it is, as with any van, it's a 148 wheelbase Transit, so it's a little tight. And so I'll go through kind of each piece of it as as I share this tour with you. Start with the kitchen area. We have a sink. It has the little cutting board insert, as many folks do. We usually have things inside the sink. Then when we're using the kitchen, we typically will flip up the countertop extension, so we have plenty of counter space. We have a little Keurig Mini that we carry with us when we're hooked up to electricity. We tend to use that. Our light switches and pump switches are here, and so the lights are on a dimmer. And then we have a 110 power outlet here. This timer's for our hot water heater, so it's a 4-gallon electric hot water heater. So we just set it to like 15 minutes, and then it's nice and warm. We also have another 110 outlet down by the floor at the entrance. In the front of the cabinet, we have a large open cabinet under the sink. We keep junk down in the bottom. There's a 7-gallon gray water tank there that has a quick drain off to the side. That's pretty easy to get rid of, stealthy. We have a shelf in there, and that's usually where we keep our shoes. So it tends to look a little cluttered. We have some baskets on the doors. We carry things like, wipes. If it's too cold to take a shower and we don't have access to a shower, we use a thing called Hyper Wipes. We ordered off of Amazon. They're gym wipes, and they work really good for just a quick little sponge bath. We have 2 drawers, and a cabinet. So we keep our silverware, knives, those kinds of things inside here. Second drawer is where we keep our induction cooktop that we use when we're plugged in, or if we have plenty of solar and we know we're going to be able to recharge, we use that. And then we just put it on the countertop, or we put it out on a picnic table and use our extension cord. Down below is our catch-all pots and pans cabinet, and it also, you can see one end of our water tank. We have a 33-gallon water tank, and so that this is a quick way for us to check the level. We didn't put any gauges or anything in it. We just open the cabinet and look, and we can see how much water we have. Our bed area. Our bed, we use the Froley sleep system. It's kind of like a little weird plastic box spring system, but it allows a lot of airflow underneath it. We have a 4-inch foam mattress with a 2-inch gel topper, so it's very comfortable. Annette made a headboard out of it. It's basically tubes of fabric that have been stuffed with Havelock wool. So what that did is, for the indents, it allowed us to keep a lot of space on that end, on the headboard end, and is also very comfortable, keeps us from bumping our heads, and it's insulated, so it stays nice and warm. We have 2 reading lights that also have USB chargers in them. We put a little basket up. It holds our boom, because we use the boom speaker for watching movies on our laptop at night. Then we have a little 12-volt fan to help circulate the air. We have it's a 110 AC It's a Dometic, it's a 1350 BTU, and it has a little heat strip in it. We use it when we're either plugged in or when we have generator power. And then over on this side, we have our window. We used that Dow Corning insulation, and we covered it with a thin board. So again, we kept our indent. So we have almost a little over 6 feet of width there. So it works out nicely. We're both short, so we never wind up having any problem with the length of our sleeping. We usually wind up using in cold weather. We have a heated blanket in here, and it works fine. It only uses about 20 amp hours of our lithium batteries, and so that keeps us nice and toasty at night. We've been sleeping, it's been in the 20s, and so that's worked really well for us. This big piece with Reflectix is an insulated window cover that goes on our side window. So we usually, when we're camping, we usually wind up having the bed as kind of a, just toss the junk on it, and so that's one of the pieces that happens. We built a 48-inch bench so that we can both sit and eat. Our Lagoon table mounts at the end. I'll show you that in just a second. The bench lifts up, and we have a lot of storage underneath. We keep our towels, dry goods. There's a ceramic heater in there. That's also where my 110 breakers are. And then we have our step for the bed. The step will fold down. Then it'll fold back up. So it's just on heavy-duty hinges. So that it folds away. So this is what the bench looks like when we're eating. We have a fairly large tabletop mounted on the Lagoon system so that we can move it around and adjust it. And if we want to leave it up, we can just push it back and lock it in against the bench and put things on it. Sometimes when if we're cooking a lot of stuff, we'll use it as extra counter space. And then in this large cabinet is our refrigerator cabinet. We have a shelf on the top. We usually keep our bread and bananas and apples and other assorted junk that we wind up tossing up there. We have a smoke alarm. The refrigerator, I'll show you, is extremely organized, but it does hold a lot. It's 130 liters. It's a isotherm 130. It has a small freezer, which actually is very deep and holds more than you would think. And then there's a drawer down in the bottom for veggies, etc. And so that works really well. Then below it, we have, as I move the dog bed, she gets the run of the van. We have our composting toilet on a drawer that we can slide out. And so that's our little restroom facility. We do have a shower, which I'll show you in a minute, but it's an outdoor shower. We chose not to close the back with any kind of cabinet doors or drawers or anything like that. We just used, all of these curtains are blackout curtains, and so they help insulate things. But because we like to grab things from the back, we do carry our ice in an small Arctic cooler. Usually we'll load up with like 20 pounds of ice, and that'll last us, 10, 12 days. And then Annette keeps her clothes in this little storage cabinet right here. We also have a table if we don't have access to a picnic table, that we can fold that out. And then the electrical system and water system is in the back, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. We chose to use shelves and bungees instead of cabinets. One, we felt like that, to us, cabinets made our van feel kind of claustrophobic, and so the shelves keep a little bit of openness. Plus, we kind of always know where everything is, and we can reach up and grab it, and we're not having to open and close cabinets because we forget where we put something. My clothes stay in the baskets here on the back part of the cabinet. We have our little bathroom stuff, dog food stuff, our first aid kit, and then our glasses and other sorted junk goes there. Our shelf on this side is, quick grab cooking things. We have our spices, paper towels. We hang our mirror here. There's hot pads behind the mirror and the keys because they tend to jangle. And we have our quick grab basket here that has our dog leashes, etc., that kind of thing. Now, when we're camping, when we're parked, we tend to leave the front of the cab blocked off with these blackout curtains, and we push them all the way over to both sides. And they really insulate the front. It helps keep the back of the van warm. The other thing that we do is we carry, and when we're in travel, when I show you the video of us in travel mode, you'll see we use this dry cleaning hanger, that you just carry in your car. We hang it across the front. This becomes our closet. We throw our dirty clothes bags, in the front seat, sometimes dirty shoes in the floorboards. In the back, we have a pretty large garage below the bed. Again, we have the bug screens. This is where we hang our electrical hookup, as well as our extension cord, extra hoses. The water tank fill is back here. Our outdoor shower is there. So now I'll move the bug screens. So we haven't attached an awning onto the side of the van yet. So we carry a 10-foot square pop-up awning that we got at Walmart for 35 bucks. And it's worked really well. We use the Lynx levelers to level the van if we need to. Fortunately, the spot we're in right now is really level. We carry a extendable ladder. Then if we need to fill water, we do carry a water filter. Because a lot of times the campsites, the water's not the best. We have a Mr. Buddy heater there if we need it, if there's no place where we're hooked up to electricity. When we built the van, the primary camping that we do tends to be in pretty warm climates. So we didn't put a heater in it. And that is, and so usually we're fine at nights. We've camped into the teens and just warmed the van before we went to bed, used our electric blanket, and then warmed it when we woke up, and we were great. So we're able to fit quite a bit in the garage of the van. We have our small propane fire pit, a couple of chairs, a small table. We have our Weber Q barbecue pit. We have a little propane stove. We tend to cook most of the time outside. And unfortunately, like right now, we're camping in Texas. There's a wood fire ban at this campground, but you can use propane. So we have a tub which carries all our outdoor stuff, and then little things like tablecloths, that kind of stuff. So we're able to carry all of that in the back when we travel.